JoJo can be a bit of a slow burner at times, as the parts normally take a while to get going. Because of this, I was pleasantly surprised when reading to come across the Nijimura brothers arc early on, which I find to be one of the best parts of the first half of Diamond is Unbreakable. So, why does it work? Let's find out. This arc gives us 2 fights for the price of 1, and they both are good for their own respective reasons. The Okuyasu fight is short and simple, but gives him good characterization through his strategy in battle, or lack thereof. His slow-wittedness is one of his defining traits, and it was effectively shown in the beginning through his actions. Similarly, the relationship between him and Keicho is clearly defined from the get-go, and Keicho is shown to be a credible threat as soon as he's introduced. We can tell he's of importance because of the bow and arrow, and by having Koichi's life at stake there's real anticipation to see the fight between him and Josuke, accompanied by an awesome looking standoff in the anime. Bit of a small note here, but I appreciated Josuke pointing out to Okuyasu that the dead can't be brought back to life with his stand. I found it to show that his grandfather's death had a profound effect on him, and he cherishes life now more than ever. Nice one, Araki. Bad Company is a very interesting stand due to how different it is to everything we've seen up to this point. This is the first time in JoJo that we get introduced to a stand colony, and I found the way the army of soldiers were built up until they're revealed did a good job of showing off the stand's unique composition. The versatility is also pretty impressive, and I found this to effectively display how Araki was branching into weirder and weirder stand abilities beyond the basic ones that were present in part 3. Because of how action oriented it is, it also makes the battle visually stimulating as we essentially witness a full-on war zone. Analysis aside, seeing Josuke make his way through gunfire towards the enemy is simply cool as fuck. Keicho's personality also worked well against Josuke due to his methodical way of thinking as he plans every step of his fight. Having Crazy Diamond's restorative ability bring him down highlights the unpredictable nature it has early on, which is something we see time and time again, with emphasis being put on it in the final battle against Kira. As well done as the action in this arc is, I found it to have a great balance between high-octane moments and some really engaging drama when we were introduced to Okuyasu and Keicho's father. Expanding on what we learnt about Dio from Angelo, I appreciated how learning the brother's backstory showed the widespread effect he's had on the world, and how his legacy will continue to interfere with the Joestars' lives. It also helps to tie the parts together, which is pretty neat. The conflicting attitude Keicho has towards his dad was what I found to be a very genuine way to act, and the entire scene was honestly heartbreaking. Through 5 minutes of dialogue, Keicho went from your normal scumbag to a teenager who's had to deal with the horrible tragedy that's befallen his father, and you really do feel sorry for him. It was an unexpected way to have the arc end, and finding out that Keicho and his father still care for each other was a small sliver of light in this sad story we were listening to. The introduction to Akira cements Keicho as a pretty courageous character, and like his father, it's touching to see that despite what he says, he really does care for his brother. The small glimpse of Red Hot Chili Peppers shows the threat that it'll be in the future and gives Okuyasu a goal to move forwards to. The anime honestly does a lot for this section, as Keicho and Okuyasu both have fantastic performances accompanied by a somber soundtrack which makes the entire thing hit home. This arc manages to evoke a lot of emotions and does a good job in every aspect that it presents to the reader or viewer. 2 awesome fights, a nice setup for a villain, more information about Dio, what's not to like? Thanks for watching folks, and I'll see you later.